Hello, everybody, and welcome to Avient Specialty Inks. Today, I'm talking to Oscar Renteria, the product manager for Zodiac line, which includes our water-based line Aquarius. Today, we're talking about the legacy inks from Union and Rutland and how they can be transitioned to the Aquarius line. Welcome, Oscar.
Thank you, Ray, for having me here. And yes, we will talk about the transition and the advantage of this transition for our printers and customers.
Thank you. So I'm going to get right to the PowerPoint that you can go over. It's going to be very quick. Okay, ready?
Yes. Okay, so we have some Rutland and Union inks soft bases that are now transitioned to Aquarius soft base, and there are some advantages on these replacements. The first one is the compliance. We know that Aquarius doesn't contain a PO or formaldehyde, is rich compliance. Also, the other advantage, Aquarius handsprints, they are very easy to use, doesn't require flash units. The other advantage is that all the formulas of soft base are part of IMS mixing systems, and there we have more 1,000 of Pantone formulas, and the pigment load is only up to 6%.
That's an advantage right there. Our pigments are nice and strong, using less pigment, which is the most expensive part of any kind of system, and you're using more base. So that's a great money saver there on its own.
Yes. The finish is a very soft hand feel, and it's excellent for process printing. We can print up to 320 mesh count.
Yes, we found that the color holds very well. Next, discharge.
Yes, in Discharge, we are also replacing some Union and Rutland discharge bases and whites with Aquarius bright discharge range. The first advantage is the same as the previous, is compliance. It doesn't contain POs and it's rich compliance. The new Aquarius discharge white is brighter than the previous version. And in discharge base, we have this alternative that you can print in a single stroke and provide a very soft hand. And also you can achieve the colors with only 6% of pigments. We also have in the IMS software all the formulas for the discharge. One information for the legacy water-based printers is that the discharge activator of the previous version is the same than the Aquarius discharge, so they can use in this transition.
Yeah, you don't have to throw that away, folks. Hang on to your activator, and you'll find that this is very similar in many ways to the legacy products, but I feel like it's a slight advantage. Doing one flood, one stroke with your discharge and able to achieve nice bright colors, it's a real treat to watch.
Yes. And finally, the replacement of the PSWB pigments of the WBS PD pigments of the Rutland is the Aquarius pigment concentration range, a set of 15 pigments highly concentrated that you can use with the different bases we have, with the soft base, with the discharge base, high mesh base, and high solids, of course. So it's a set of 15 universal pigments that you can use across all the Aquarius portfolio.
Yeah, this is a big advantage. You're getting one set, and then you're just changing bases out. And then, sometime in the future, we may add more types of bases, and then you're still using the same pigments. So that's a great advantage.
There are further benefits in this transition, and one of them is the complete solution. That's something that in the past we didn't have a complete solution for water base. For instance, we have some soft base discharge, but we didn't have high mesh, high solids, or digital hybrid alternatives. So with Aquarius, the customers will have all the water base range complete in one brand. The other advantage is the RSL. We make the most important compliance of the major brands and the regulations regarding the chemical content. So that's really important for us. The durability. Our inks are designed to make the brand's standard, and they passes the major brand's requirements. Other advantage in comparison with different water-based alternatives in the markets is the power saving. For instance, our customer can cure our inks at 330 Fahrenheit for 90 seconds, and in some other alternatives, they require 3 minutes to complete the curing. So
I mean,
there will not be an advantage there.
we have some competitors that get as low as almost like 2 minutes or so, but even then they're asking you to add fixers. Ours is right out of the bucket, and it cures at the 90 seconds at 330.
Perfect. And other benefit is the high solids available that is related with the first one, that in the Rutland and Union ink portfolio, it doesn't contain these kind of inks in the portfolio. So Aquarius have a high solid white, black, migration stop, and mixing base. And finally, the additives. So we in Aquarius have a complete range of additives that are not required for the ink. So you can use the ink straight from the bucket. But if there are some specific adjustments, depending on the environmental conditions, we have the additives to improve the performance.
So there you go, folks. I just want to go over quickly some of these advantages. So why is the advantage of converting over? First of all, we have a ready-made system. It's complete. Our color accuracy is fantastic. We use less pigment load. We have wet-on-wet capability. We'll show you how to set up your presses, what kind of rotation, where to put spaces instead of flash units. That's our process print, wet-on-wet, obviously. But on the soft base and the discharge base, we use no flash units, okay? We print cold, wet-on-wet, and it comes out great. We hardly ever use any additives. I mean, it's very rare that I use one additive one time in a very dry climate. But besides that, most of the time, you're not going to have to use those additives. And the IMS has connectivity to dispensing. So
right.
If you're big enough, you want to get a dispensing, we can dispense it for you. Also, I would say our shimmers, all our specialties, so we got a full range. Using those pigments to tint those are it's a great, fun way to juice up your design.
Yes, we know that in these days, the printers want to add value to the flat printing, so the specialties are a great tool.
All right. Well, I think we covered it. If you have any questions, you guys put comments in. We'll watch the comments and answer your questions. And send an email. And thank you for your time. And hopefully we can help you make this transition easy.
Yes. Thank you. And the same, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Thank you, Oscar. Have a good week.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.